All right. Welcome. So, we're going to do a general message. Current energy, obviously. This is timeless, though. Whenever you see it, if it resonates, let it be known. And if it doesn't, just let it go. Personal readings are still going on. whitneymoonshine@gmail.com to book. Okay. Almost feels like I swear. Okay. I feel like somebody's gonna die. Or something is gonna die. And Pisces, Saturn, 6th house. Pisces, the moon. Somebody can't see something. They're getting, universe is trying to show them, but they're not, they won't put their glasses on. So I feel like this seems so set up, as if somebody's reality is just, their perception of reality is different. Everybody's is. So I believe they're getting signs trying to show them that something is about to happen, but they think it's all conspiracies. They think it's like a coincidence, right? It's not, oh, that's a coincidence. No, you saw that, but you don't want to say what you saw. It's like somebody getting really, really, really bad health news and then just assuming if they don't think about it, it'll just go away. So somebody's almost had, whoever, I don't know if this is somebody you're dealing with or I don't know. I feel like they have gotten very, very, very bad news about something and the news is like come in the mail or something like that, and they're like not putting their glasses on to read it properly, so then they don't, because they think that if they can just read it the way they want, that's the way it'll turn out. So they might also think that their doctor is wrong. Somebody is wrong. They're a traitor. They're just lying. They're going to say something's wrong with you when really there isn't anything wrong with you because you feel fine or they feel fine. Sickness doesn't always come with physical signs, right? Especially if you don't know about it. Then once it's weird because it's almost as if once you find out about something, the symptoms can get worse. If you don't find out about it, then it's almost like you can kind of get away with it sometimes if you don't know what it is. But then it's like once you know, it's that like placebo effect. Once you find out, then everything starts coming out. Even though that's not what the placebo effect is, like that's you're thinking that you're getting drugs, and then sometimes your body reacts as if you were given drugs because you think that you have gotten them, because you don't know it's a placebo, it's fake. So this is almost like somebody wants to keep thinking that because they feel fine and they look fine, they are fine. But that's not true. They might have, somebody that you know that is very, very ignorant might have recently been to the doctor or had some type of checkup, okay, because they have to, right? It could be the law. They could have had to get a physical or something like that to keep their driver's license or something. And in that physical, they found something out. And they don't want to believe it because they feel perfectly fine. So they won't read up on it. They won't ask about it. They won't take the medication. They're just going to act like it's not even there. Or like it's a conspiracy. They don't know what they're talking about. Tests can be wrong. Doctors can be wrong. Trying to say that something is wrong, right? Maybe that's the Pisces energy. They're trying to blame it on the doctor. Like the doctor doesn't know what he's talking about. It's a false positive or something like that. Like, no. This accept the truth. And from the looks of it, they're being distracted by something. So it's almost like something is trying to say to them, don't pay attention to this. It's nothing. The doctors don't know it's like something in their head is very, very distracting to them. And they think that doctors are stupid. This doctor's stupid, or something is stupid. You don't have to quit smoking, you're fine. Or you don't have to stop doing this. There's no signs that there's anything wrong, right? But there are signs. This person just doesn't know there's signs because they're ignorant like that. And they're just not paying attention to possibly their own body. Okay, and that's an affirmation for that shit. Okay, so mercy and the hearth and home. I feel like it's possible that somebody has just given them a little too much mercy, given them a little bit too much. Oh yeah, the doctors are wrong. The doctors are wrong. We know what you're talking about. You know, they don't know what they're saying. You're fine. I feel like it's possible that somebody is like feeding into them a little bit too much and just possibly telling them what they want to hear. Okay, even though the truth is stating that it's possible that they're going to cross over very soon. Okay, and they're just like, no, that can't be right. You're lying. Doctors are wrong all the time. Clearly, you're going to be wrong about this. There's nothing wrong with me. So you want to know how I know that they're kind of fucked? The lightning card just happened, just fell, and then the exit card, which means something is going to happen very rapidly. Okay, that's the lightning, right? When lightning hits and it strikes, it diminishes everything. Okay, it doesn't wait for you to cross the street. It doesn't wait for you to get to a safe place. If it's going to hit, it's going to fucking hit. Okay, and people find out the wrong way, the bad way, okay, with lightning. And I feel like this person is going to find out the hard way with truth, because they seem to not want to hear it. They seem to not want to listen to it. They seem to think that everybody is stupid. They don't know what they're talking about because they feel completely fine. Again, I can't get that out of my head. I feel completely fine. I feel completely fine. Like, I mean, you could feel completely fine up until the day that you fucking die. You know? Of course you're going to get signs. Of course you're going to get knocks at the door. Hey, by the way, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. But if you don't answer the door to your own body or to the truth, then ignorance is not just going to sweep this one under the rug again, right? Like so many people think that they can do, you know? And now I'm getting the song Avalanche. Matthew Good. So one foot in front of the other. Like, and suddenly avalanche. Something is about to change because this avalanche is about to be released. And no matter where they think they can go, it's going to hit them. Powerful. And they're trapped. They're trapped in it. Okay, this is something's wrong with their body. Okay, and they can't just escape it. They can't just, you know, think that they can get a new heart or get a new liver or get a new. It's not the fucking movies. This is real life. Okay, there's no black market for this shit. There might be, but I don't know. Okay, in their world there isn't. Okay, but it's like this isn't just gonna fix itself, and then just to think, well, if I just pretend nothing is wrong, then everything will go back to normal because everything feels normal. No, again, this is going to hit. And when it does, it's going to hit hard. Whether they want to look at it or not, whether they want to read up on it or not, the disease is going to hit, the cancer is going to hit, something's going to hit, whether they want to put on their glasses and read about it or not. You know what I mean? It's not like, well, if I don't find anything out about liver disease, I'm not going to get it. It's probably already there. Okay, and why I say liver disease is because suddenly alcohol just showed up. Okay, mimosas showed up and moonshine showed up. Okay, so I don't know if they're alcoholics and they've just, you know, recently they've been drinking and their body is not filtering the alcohol for them the way that it used to, so their body is beginning to shut down. They also could be a very heavy smoker. Okay, and their lungs are shutting down on them. They're something about kidneys, that's water. So their kidneys could be all fucked up. Okay, they could be high drink, high smoker, something like that. Okay, they seem to just do whatever they want, and they don't listen to their bodies. And unfortunately, when you don't listen to your body, okay, that's when we have strokes. That's when we have heart attacks. That's when we, you know, lose control, okay, because our body is trying to tell us to slow down. Our bodies try to tell us when something is wrong. Our bodies are always alerting us. It's just sometimes we are so busy and we're so distracted, okay, and when we have people around us that enable us, right, so they just give us whatever we want and say whatever we need to hear, then we're not getting the right information. And we're not doing the right things because people are coddling, right? And unfortunately, you can coddle somebody until the day they die. That does not show love. That almost shows you can't protect people from everything, and you can't protect them from the truth, and you can't protect them from the truth about their own health. You can't hide shit from them. They need to know the harsh realities of what they're doing to themselves. Okay, but they can sit there and be like, well, I'm fine. I feel fine. I told you I'm fine, but the doctor told you you're not. Okay, so you want to tell your spouse you're fine. We're getting, other frequencies here that things are not fine. Okay, and again, if their spouse is an enabler, then no matter what health diagnoses they get, that spouse might just help erase it if that's what they need, because that's what they do all the time, is erase the truth, so then the person doesn't have to hear it and go through it. You can't save people from the truth. They need to know the truth. It's a harsh reality, and you cannot protect them from it, right? Like, protect them from knowing the truth. Why would you want to protect somebody from knowing the truth? The truth shall set you free. Okay, the truth is out there. The truth is everything. Lies are the bullshit. Lies are the things that make people jump off buildings. Lies are the things that destroy countries and relationships and children. Okay, lies do nothing for anybody other than coddle the ones who claim they cannot handle the truth. But what they're saying is that they don't want to hear it because they would rather hear a lie. It's not that they can't handle it. They just don't want it. Okay, huge difference. And I say this all because the truth is almost like one of the first cards that came out. So clearly somebody has a hard time with hearing the truth, because the truth cuts. But you know what cuts deeper? Lies. You know what cuts deeper? Coddling. You know what cuts deeper? Oh, honey, okay, I know that the doctors say that you're not allowed to smoke right now, but you go and have that cigarette if that makes you feel better. Oh, I know you're not supposed to drink. The doctor told you, but I know you're really stressed out and you want to have that drink, honey, so you go ahead and have that drink. Does that sound like love? No. Or does that sound like somebody dealing with a little brat? And instead of saying, hello, the doctor's usually right, they're just going to coddle them and say, that's not love, okay? That is not love. I don't care. Love hurts, okay? Love is harsh support when you need it most. And when you need to listen to the truth, you best believe the person who loves you the most is going to say, you need to hear this truth, because if you don't, it's going to kill you. Not, oh, okay, you don't want to hear the truth today? That's okay. I'll hear it for you, and I'll just deal with everything for you. What does that do for anybody? You want to put some more burdens on yourself and then raise a retard? Go right ahead. Truth is not the thing that people should be scared of. Oh, but you know, there's the moon. I'm telling you, the moon showed up twice. Pisces energy, and then just the straight up moon. Okay, so I don't know if they are a Pisces. I don't know if it's just these illusions that they live under. Okay, that everything is peace and harmony and grace and we can just do whatever we want. It isn't. It's very much not that. So whoever is taking their life and just not taking it seriously whatsoever and just thinking that they can walk around and do whatever they want, and that's not going to, you know, usually, and actually, Spirit said this to me the other day because there was somebody that came in and I served them. And as they were sitting there drinking in front of me, they said to me, I got some really bad health news and the doctor advised me to not drink. And he doesn't work here though, does he? And I looked over at them like, what the, I mean, I'm hard of hearing. So sometimes I think, did I just hear that? Did they just fucking say that? So I looked up and I was like, I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm like, did you say the doctor doesn't want you to drink right now? She goes, yeah, but he doesn't work here, does he? And slam back a fucking glass of wine. And I was like, I don't know personally, health-wise or anything of what's going on with you, but I would imagine if a doctor tells you not to do something, may not want to do it. Okay? But that's just me. I like to follow the instructions of the professionals, but again, okay. Just like I had oral surgery and then I couldn't smoke weed for like ever afterwards. Do you think I'm just going to go and smoke weed because I think I'm inferior and nothing's going to happen to me? No. The doctor says don't smoke because I could hurt myself. I'm not going to smoke. You know what I mean? Not just because I'm an adult. I don't have to listen to the rules after surgery. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an adult. I don't have to do that. Again, ignorance is not bliss, and good luck with the consequences on that shit. Because again, you don't want to listen to rules, even a doctor's rules, because you think you're inferior to it, or you can just do it because you're an adult. There might be some other little underlying issue with you and authority figures. And if that's the case, something, you know, you got to deal with that shit. Okay, because you just, you got to deal with your own mental health. Okay, and when people say things to you and give you advice about what you're dealing with, and especially your health, please listen to them, because they're not trying to tell it to you because they think that you're a child and you are dumb. They're telling it to you because your health is on the line, and usually that means that they're trying to help you. But I tried to help somebody, and because they asked for it, but they just didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Once I actually physically started helping them, it was a little too much for them. And it's like, well, yeah, because I'm not going to hate you through this process. I'm going to love you through this process. And I know you're probably used to people hating you, but I won't do that. I don't hate, I love. And people who can't handle love, can't handle the truth, right? They will go running away from somebody, okay, that is buried in the truth, that knows the truth, that wears the truth, that isn't scared of it. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't, like, not knowing the truth isn't going to get you out of it, or get you around it, or suddenly it's not going to happen to you because you don't know about it. Does that make sense? Still going to hit, right? So telling people the truth and being blunt about it or abrasive about it, right? See that as being somebody who actually cares about somebody, because the ones who don't care about inflicting the truth or, saying something and following through with it, right, are lazy. They're just lazy. They're lazy. I literally watched a parent the other day tell their child not to do something. And when their child didn't listen to them, they just went on with their day doing something else. And I thought, no wonder your kid doesn't listen to you. You tell them to do something, they don't do it, and then you just move on with your day. How about walk the fuck over, take it away from them. They didn't listen to you. Now they're going to remove it from their life because they're not listening to you. And now maybe they get 5 minutes of punishment. Listen, you know what? I just don't understand. That's lazy parenting. That's laziness. And like, people are so lazy with themselves, more or less, than anything, right? That if they're lazy with themselves, of course they're going to be lazy with their kids. Of course they're going to be lazy in their relationships. Motherfucker doesn't even want to get up. Do you think he wants to help you? Think he wants to love you? He won't get up off his ass, okay? Not a good sign. And not reading the health results don't get you out of the health problems. Again, I don't know how stupid this person is, but again, like, obviously that's for somebody. And ignorance is not bliss. And I, for some reason, do not think it's somebody watching. I think it's somebody you're dealing with. Probably somebody that just told you were wrong all the time and you need to listen to me. You need to listen to me, or you should just know, or you should just figure that out on your own. All those little very controlling spirits, right? Controlling people, controlling relationships. Just know that it will come back and bite them in the ass. As everything does. So, I don't know what else to say about that. I'm a little bit tired today, so I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. So, send those telepathic questions in my way. And make sure you watch the shorts that I put up, okay? Because the shorts are mini readings, okay? And they do answer a lot of your questions, okay? So, I don't know, I'll just say that to somebody. I don't know. Maybe I've been answering somebody's questions and they're not watching the shorts and they keep thinking it's going to show up on the live. And it's like, I keep giving you the answer in a short and you're not listening. Spirit is funny like that, okay? Sorry, I got to adjust the camera here. Okay. This might be the last reading. I don't know. Okay, so there's this message about an ex-lover. Okay? Now, take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't fucking worry, okay? So this message about this lover, it's an old lover, okay? And this person is with somebody else right now. Okay, they're currently dating somebody else. The thing is that they are now having dreams about you. Okay, and they don't want to admit it's true. They're trying to like put this mask on and hide their feelings, but it seems to be kind of bleeding out on to like their relationship, because I think they have a lot of unresolved issues with you. Okay, and I feel like they believe that you are their twin. Okay, so they're wearing this like huge mask right now in their relationship, because I don't know if they walked away from you or if you walked away from them, but they got with somebody else. Okay, they might have had a kid with them, they might have had multiple kids with this other person, and now they are like looking at their life as like a giant lie. And like everything is a lie. They're like, the house is a lie, the kids are a lie. Well, the kids aren't a lie, but they are, like they're like, even going to the grocery store, like I don't know if I'm like looking in their fridge or something, like the fridge is a lie. Like I don't know, this person is now just understanding that everything that they did possibly to get over you or possibly to move on from you has been a lie. And that's a really harsh reality for somebody to suddenly wake up and feel trapped in their relationship. Okay, like somebody put some type of curse on them, and the one person that they do want to be with doesn't know how they feel because this mask that they're wearing. You must think that they're like a family guy or like a very dedicated mother, and they are. They're dedicated to their kids, but they're not dedicated to their relationship. And I think they're just kind of figuring that out because you won't go away. You're like, I don't know, man, you always show up in their dreams. They can't get away from you if they try. It's possible that one of their kids is even dreaming about you. Because if their relationship that they're in right now, they feel has been a lie and that they should have stayed with you, or that they believe something that they shouldn't have, those children possibly were supposed to be your children. Okay? And something got messed up, but those souls still want you as their parent. So those souls, they were born to the wrong person. One wrong person. One they were supposed to go to, which is, I'm sure, why the souls went to one of the partners, not knowing that they weren't with you. Okay? Like, I almost feel like these kids that they had, honestly, this really seems weird, but one of their kids might look like you. That's a very specific message to somebody. Okay? And it might be impossible because, I don't know, it just is obviously impossible. There's no way that you can possibly look like or possibly be the same DNA, but for some reason you look like one of their kids. It's freaky. They have some type of obsession with you. Like obsession with the connection. They can't seem to, and I mean, maybe there's a reason, maybe there's a reason if you still think about somebody 20 years later, if you still think about somebody 40 years later, and they've had all these kids and relationships, it's possible that if you still think about them, they still think about you. And it might be kind of hate sometimes when you think about them, and it might not be always like, oh man, I really miss them. But because of the dreams, I think maybe you're just getting over the fact that they're around all the time, even though you don't see them physically. But mentally, it's like you can feel them. And like I said, one of their kids looks just like you. And you know, they say that you tend to date people who look like you, just in another sex. And that is very much true. And when I looked at one of my exes one time, and I went like, damn, you know, we have a very, very similar face. And I didn't see it at first, but I mean, obviously, if you find yourself attractive, if you find yourself a good-looking person, then you might find yourself in somebody else, right? But the one that they had the kids with and stuff looks nothing like you. And that's how you can, like, almost kind of know that this is for you, because they did something so far off. You know, like if you were brunette, the ones they had kids with were blondes, right? If you were redhead, right, the one that they got with, brown, right? Because you were something big. You were something big to this person. So that they didn't touch your style again. Somebody's a traitor. They think somebody's a traitor. Or you think they're a traitor. Somebody might have a dead dad, dead father. Their mom is still alive, but their dad is dead. They could have a son with blonde hair, shoulder-length blonde hair. They could have girls. They could have twin girls, shoulder-length brown hair, little barrettes in their hair all the time. Put them in dresses all the time. I swear, I almost feel like somebody's like, okay, so this kid, one of their kids that I think is having dreams about you, this mother is like super possessive over these kids, because it wasn't about the relationship, it was about these kids, because it was a fake relationship. That's why it's like, it kind of hurts that there was kids involved in such difficult dynamic here. But I don't know, take it if it fucking resonates, all right? What up, JK? Who's in that live? Pickle Pants. Oh my God, Pickle Pants is not a robot. Good job. Usually somebody with that name is just here to fuck with us. Hey, Crafty Craftersons. Sorry, guys, I've been really into this reading, obviously. Okay, do we have anything else? Anything else? Werewolves? Somebody might have a werewolf tattoo. They're pets. Somebody could have reincarnated a pet or tried to reincarnate a pet or a relationship or something like that. Okay. And it did not work. Like, okay, whoever this person was, I think they broke up with this person that they have kids with, but then they got back together again and had another kid. Okay. Or this person definitely has children. Okay. And what started off as a really good relationship with this other person did not turn out so well. Okay. So I feel like this sense of wanting to rekindle something or reconnect, rebirth something again. And the weird part is that, I mean, this whole fucking thing has been weird, but the other weird part of this is the person who had these kids with somebody that they didn't even really like, okay, possibly just to get over you, they have been really fucking defensive, possibly against you. Not defensive for you, defensive against you. Okay, that was possibly to keep you away from them because they weren't over you. So they might have gone as far as blocking you, okay, or going a little bit more extreme, putting a restraining order on you, changing their number, moving so then you didn't know where they were. They might have been very, very drastic with something. Okay. And those drastic moves where you might have thought, oh my God, does this person fucking hate everything about me? Like they moved, they changed their number, they shut their email down, they had a kid with somebody right away. Like, what the fuck? Like, what did I do? You didn't do anything. They did all that because they were so fucked up over you. And I just got confirmation. Okay. You were haunting them, literally. If they changed towns, okay, they still saw you driving around. This person couldn't get away from you if they fucking tried. So they try, then you start showing up in their dreams. Okay? Because there's, I don't know. I don't think you guys were ever supposed to really break up. You know, I don't think. And then whoever is this super defensive person that's been running around and changing their number and acting like you're a stalker or something, they're going to have to explain some things to you about the choices that they decided to make. And I think it's going to make a lot of sense when they do speak to you about it. Okay, something to do with Mars. What about Mars? Masculine energy. Okay, so I think it's the masculine energy that blocked you out, that very much overreacted to something, possibly put a restraining order on you, possibly charged you with something, possibly changed their number, moved, had a kid right away, got married right away. They rebounded. And I think they married their rebound, or they had kids with their rebound. They might have went back to this rebound for 20 fucking years, okay? Trying to create this fake fantasy world because they just didn't want to give in to how they were so wrong about what they dealt with you. And that's the thing is the lengths that people will go to sometimes to just not admit that they were wrong or that they made the wrong decision. They will create solo contracts. They will create and perform live marriages, okay, just to simulate and act out life, okay, because they don't want to go to grief counseling, because they don't want to get a therapist and talk about the things that they did wrong in a relationship. They think that they can literally just move on to something new, right, change locations, and they're just going to forget all about you? Again, good try, but your heart will haunt you, just like apparently somebody is doing in their dreams. Okay, what up, Phoenix? Is that Phoenix? Nope. Okay. So, I mean, no matter how far away you live, no matter where you are, Destiny will find you. Fate always plays a hand, okay? So, take it if it resonates. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Saturday. I'm a little bit tired. I think this is going to be the last one. Take it if it resonates, all right? Ha! I did a secret message today on my Instagram. Live story or whatever. Sometimes if I don't have time to do a reading, I'll do like a small one and upload it to my Instagram live, not as a reel or anything for everybody to see, just as like you hit their little profile picture and then, you know, their live picture comes up or whatever. And it was about suddenly somebody loses interest in you. And it's quite powerful, to be honest, because whoever this person is, they've been putting an excessive amount of energy onto somebody, and they have finally decided to move on. Okay, and this ball of energy that they have been putting onto somebody, okay, has been very, very, very much hurting them in a lot of ways. So we've got cover-up operation here with the Crime Stoppers, okay, with extermination and then dead decay and working hard in reverse, because somebody has, they probably have been slacking off in their real life, okay, and they don't want to do things that they're supposed to do, and they don't want to pay for things, and they don't want to take care of their contracts like they said they would. So they expect collective to do it for them, and they expect innocent people to carry these burdens for them because they suddenly don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to be a parent anymore. Here you go, foster care. I don't want to be, you know, a mom, or, you know, I don't want to be a wife anymore. Here you go, divorce. See you later, husband, right? It's this giving up, right? I give up. I don't want to do it anymore. When we all know the main fight is to persevere and move forward, right? Because we all get put in situations where we don't want to do something, but we fucking have to, because that's life. You don't just get to drop the keys off and leave your burdens, and then somebody just comes and sweeps them up for you, and it's like it doesn't exist. Like soul contracts of people who abandon their children, they all have, you know, karma on those abandonments. They will pay those prices. Okay. People who break the law. Oh, look at that, sloth. Couldn't have said it better myself. These are apparently the people we're talking about, the sloth parents. Okay, and sometimes we bring them up. Okay, the ones that just hate God and hate the light and hate the children that they create, and they stop doing their jobs, and they just slack off and stop doing what they're supposed to do. Right? And then they start, you know, hexing their kids and going, fuck you, God, and fuck you, universe, and fuck you for giving me everything I ever wanted, right? It's like, isn't that funny? These little entitled brats get everything that they want, and then suddenly it's fuck you. You fuck you for giving it to me. Fuck you for doing all this to me. Fuck you. Just because I asked for it doesn't mean you had to give it to me. Nope. You went out and stole it from people. You didn't ask at all. You took it, and now you don't want it anymore. If you would have waited for it like an adult, but we know you're a child, if you had waited for it, guaranteed once your name got pulled 8 years later, probably wouldn't have wanted that kid that you had at 16, but you couldn't wait, right? Because you just had to pop one out. You just had to show somebody that you were a mom, that you were top dog, that you were this, right? You realize there's a kid underneath all that ego, right? Like a soul that now has to live out this contract of this ego-bearing, pride-wearing asshole who says they're a parent because they know how to fuck. Really? Okay, well, don't ever sign me up for that shit. Okay? The slothy parents, and it's not just, we don't just say slothy parents. We say the sloth for people who basically slap God in the face. And by other words, slap their partners in the face, slap their kids in the face, fucking, piss all over their work people. Those people, I can't help but say entitled little brats, but they are. I mean, there is so much wrong in this world because parents raise brats for kids. Brats. Okay? Because they don't want to say no to them. Because they don't want to parent today. Because they don't want to stand up and be the adult. They let their child run the household. They let their child run the world. Because if they say no to them, they might cry. Or they might have a temper tantrum. You realize they will grow out of that once they realize they can't use it as a crutch on you. Okay? So there's definitely, and this is just an analogy. Okay, it's going to come up this way. I'm not beating up parents. I don't give a fuck how you raise your kid. This is exactly how it's coming through. I do care about how you raise your kids, obviously, but not enough to take it out personally on you. Okay, this is I don't even think about you unless you're a cross-watcher coming on here just to be an idiot. Okay, this is somebody you're dealing with, and it usually always is. That's what tarot does. Tarot is like basically tattletales. Okay, spirit tattletaling on somebody because they went and they did something behind your fucking back. Okay, I think they can get away with it, but the only thing is that they forget is that there's ghosts everywhere. Okay, and there's God, and there's angels, and there's Mother Nature, and there's animals, okay, and there's people. They don't want to believe in anything extraterrestrial or celestial, okay? There are 3D eyes, there are cameras everywhere, there are animals, there are people fucking watching you, okay? If you just think that you can do whatever you want at the expense of hurting somebody, you will pay the price of that. And everybody finds out the hard way, okay? Because they do it and they're like, I can do whatever I want. Like, you know how much people go out there and they do black magic on people? If you know magic, then you know it's what goes around comes around. You send spells out to the world or hexes, okay? Or I don't got to do this. You can do it and make other people pick up your slack. You don't possibly think that that's not going to evolve into your life eventually? Come on. Eventually, it goes around, comes around. You want to give the finger to everybody, eventually the finger's going to come back in your face. If those people that you gave the finger to didn't deserve it. You're just being a fucking bitch for the sake of being a bitch, right? So something is, I can see the dinosaurs. Okay. Something is definitely being exterminated. Okay, and once this extermination actually finishes up, okay, a whole different existence is going to come through that somebody has finally been able to unlock, okay? Because of these slothy parents or because of these slothy people, I feel like what happened is they put these 10 of wands on your back and then walked away. Okay, and these 10 of wands that they put on your back, they put onto children's backs, and the weight to carry was so heavy. Don't be surprised if you have scoliosis. Don't be surprised if you've broken a lot of bones throughout your life. Don't be surprised if you are a little bit crooked, okay, or you have a crooked neck, or you have a crooked back, or you don't stand right. That's because of these burdens that have been put on you. And the thing is that these people think that it's all subconscious. Oh, I didn't really do that. Like they did. Okay. It came through. Right. And that's the thing is you want to attack people psychologically. You want to fuck with people telepathically. That is somebody playing around in a very dangerous dimension with thousands of eyes watching them. Okay? You realize why people call Crime Stoppers? Is because they don't want to give their name on something that they saw because they saw it and they're going to put it down that they witnessed it just anonymously because of how nasty people are, that if you tell on them that you saw them do something, for some reason they have or they feel the right that they can come into your life and fuck with you. Even though you're doing the right thing by acknowledging that they're doing the wrong thing, they still feel like they can continue to do the wrong thing because they have free will, and you better shut the front door if you think that you can say anything about what they're doing. But you realize those are what we call good Samaritans, aka heroes, aka our everyday badass fucking witches, and that take your bullshit and go, I don't give a fuck what you say. You're doing something wrong, and I'm calling you out on it right now. You can pump up your chest, okay? You can come punch me in the face. Guess what? Not scared of you. I'm going to report you because the law is bigger than your little fucking hand, than your little mouth. Are you going to come fucking bitch me out my comment section? Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to fucking hit me a little bit? You're going to say something that's going to make me cry? Still going to write your ass up. Okay? What up, Steven? 1013. I got 1214, so. Actually, I caught 1013 on the way to work yesterday. It was pretty badass. I love that number. Here we go. Look at a tethered mind. Not a tethered heart. No. A tethered mind. And again, you are not attached to their heart space. You are attached to something in their mind. Okay? And you're supposed to be in their hearts. Okay, and the sloth, actually, too, with sloth, I wrote at the bottom there, tough love. Because, sloth people would believe in tough love. They would believe in hurting somebody to better them. Right? I need to show you tough love right now and say, no, you can't have this and you can't do this. When if you just stood up for yourself, tough love wouldn't exist. Tough love comes out when you don't give a fuck anymore and you want to put your foot down. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now you're going to put your little foot down? Holy fuck. Should have put your foot down a long fucking time ago, bitch. Okay, don't get all, I'm in my mind right now. I don't know what's happening. Well, that's your first mistake. Why the fuck are you in your head about something connected to your heart? Get out of your fucking head, bitch, and get into your goddamn heart and come back to life out of your robotic sense of I can control everybody and do whatever I want because my mind, my mind. Nobody gives a fuck about what's happening with your twisted fucking mind, okay? Get over it, get some help, and stop hurting people because your mind can't handle it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tell that to the judge. My mind couldn't handle it. I had to hurt them. See what they say? That's what they say. My mind couldn't handle it, so I had to go out and hurt somebody. Fucking idiot. Fifth house of pleasure. No wonder. They just want to get laid. It's all about getting off, having sex, doing nothing, leisure time. How much of these people sit around while you were running around, cooking dinner, cleaning their house, cleaning up after them, doing shit for them while they just sat there having their leisure time in their house of pleasure? Blech. Blech. Don't have kids if you want to be in a house of pleasure. Kids don't belong there, so go fuck yourself. Again. I think there's somebody in my life I do not like. I don't know who you are. You know who you are, but I do not like you, and I think you should leave. And I think this person blocked me on Instagram, and yet they're in my live right now. Oh, you block me, but show up on my Instagram? Get the fuck out of here, snack. Jesus Christ. Great intentions. God's anointed. Honestly, they can't touch you. Okay, they can't touch you. You're everything they want to be. Okay? And they are going to regret a lot of things. Okay? They're going to regret a lot of things. Okay. And the cover-up operation for somebody who needed to know, no, your parents did not love you. I said it. And I don't like to say things like that because that's the deep-seated hate I can feel. No, they did not love you. Hurting you while saying they love you. Ha! Oh my God, they left. I fucking knew it. Loving you while abusing you, not likely. Okay? You don't abuse to say that you love. You don't throw somebody out of the house, okay, because you tough love them. I mean, again, it kind of seems like, you know what I feel like these people? I feel like what's happened with them is that they didn't want to be parents. And once these people grew up, right, it was so much easier to just blame everything on you, that you were the hard one, that you were the asshole, that you were the kids that needed to learn. I think it was just so much easier to just blame everything on you, okay, that you, it's just easier to blame shit on you, right? That's the thing. Like, I mean, anybody that brings something here, okay, so like even if you, I mean, I'm just saying this hypothetically speaking, okay, this is most likely people you're dealing with, so if you want to take it personally, go ahead, but whatever. If you go out and you get a dog, okay, and then all of a sudden, you know, you start treating it like shit, and you start beating it and hurting it for being a dog, even though that's why you fucking bought it to begin with, is to be a dog. Then you start showing it tough love because you never really wanted it, right? So you kind of let it walk all over you, but now you don't want to be walked all over anymore. So now you're going to beat the dog every time he does something that you didn't train him not to do, but now you don't want him doing, right? So instead of creating a life where you fix your mistakes, you just get rid of the dog. Because we'll just start again. That dog knows the old me. I'm a new me now. No, if you were new, you would have kept the dog and tried again. Okay? So I think these people are very hypocritical. And I think they say a lot of things and they do something else, exactly like who was just in my live. You're going to block me, but then show up on my live. You don't think I don't know that you're here? Of course I fucking do. I'm a psychic. I don't know why people try to fuck with me so much as if I'm not a psychic. I can fucking read everybody. I can read the room. I can read pedophiles. I can read people who kill people. I can read dead people. I can read I can read anything off anybody. You can't keep a fucking lie from me if you tried. You can hold it back from me for a little bit, but I will find out, especially if spirit wants me to find out because you're a fucking prick and you're not supposed to be in my life. I will find out everything about you because spirit will just tell me. Because they don't want me around people that are nasty. So spirit is going to tell you things, okay, to keep you away from people because they don't want you around them. Because you're not desperate and you don't need people around you to look cool, okay? Since when is having people around you made you cool? We're not in high school anymore. You're not 17. Coolness doesn't exist anymore, okay? It's called either you're real or you're fake. But cool doesn't exist anymore. Okay, popularity, it doesn't exist anymore. You might think it does, but it really doesn't. And it doesn't, sure as fuck doesn't mean anything. If it does exist, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, because as fast as you can get on that mountain and be in the spotlight, you could be down in pig shit, homeless, smoking crack, and nobody knows who the fuck you are the next day. Okay, like as fast as you're up there, you're replaced. Okay, and there's money. Again, money ain't going to buy you everything. Money's not going to buy you a spot in heaven. Money is not going to pay God for everything you did wrong. Okay, money don't mean shit. It might get you living out here all spectacular and famous and, oh, I think I'm so cool, I got money. But money isn't the mission here. Okay, the mission that was failed is sloth. What up, Ryu? Good to see you, buddy. That is the real problem. I don't care how much fucking money they have. They're shitty parents who did a shitty job, didn't do their jobs actually, passed their kids off to other people to raise, and actually think they're getting into the holy gates. Okay, do they think money is going to buy them into heaven? Nope. Okay. And I feel like these people now, okay, they did lure you into something, but now this all comes around. They've lost interest in you. And they've lost interest in you because you can't do anything for them anymore because you took your energy back. Okay. So universe has your back. And they're going to keep you away from people that they don't want in your life because they can read people. Okay. Spirit can get into people. They know everything about people. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen ghosts? Spirits just jump inside of you. You don't think that if a ghost can jump inside of a body, like think about movies. There is a lot of truth behind those so-called fabricated mystery movies, okay? They just want to tell you things, but they think that people are going to think they're so far-fetched, no one's ever going to believe them. Spirits jump into me. I've gotten possessed before. I'm a bartender. I've watched people get possessed. I've watched people go from happy, delighted to pissed off, angry, black eyes, suddenly arrested. Okay, possession happens. Ghosts take up your bodies. Okay, it's not fucking that far-fetched when you really think about it, considering our bodies harbor our souls. What are souls other than apparitions? Okay, so think of it this way. There have been souls and there have been apparitions and there have been ghosts that have jumped into these motherfucking bodies. And let me tell you, possession's very real. They have read these motherfuckers' energy. They know these people. They got into their heads. They got into their computer systems. If Wi-Fi can get into your house, spirit can get into you, okay? Honestly, okay? If parasites can get into you, a ghost can get into you, okay? It ain't that difficult. But when you want to live in a little world that's all one dimension, okay, then this is going to be the most obscene reading you ever heard in your life, okay? People would already turned it off. But for the ones awoke, this is like, listening to the news, okay? And the news is real, and so is this. It's just a little bit fucking different, okay? This is spirit telling on people, minus 911 calling and saying, hey, by the way, to their favorite reporter, this got called in today. I just want you to know, and they get their $50, and then the reporter gets the accident, and boom. It's all relative and all works together, okay? So, whoever this person is, okay, that has been using your energy in some way, okay, has given up on you. Okay, and the thing is, I don't know if they lost interest all on their own or if spirit made them walk away. Okay, I don't know for sure which one. I mean, it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that they're not around anymore, which means somebody gets their freedom back. Something is unlocked finally. Okay, and it could possibly be this sack that contains all 4 aces. Okay, so there could be something coming in where, you get an ace of pentacles, you get an ace of, well, this would probably most likely be the ace of swords right now, but ace of pentacles come through, ace of hearts come through, your ace of wands through, right? It's like, I feel there are certain things that are now coming back into somebody's life because of possibly the family that they were lured into, or the situation that they were lured into, where the people who lured them in said, oh yeah, hey, I'm going to be the best mom, or I'm going to be the best dad, I'm going to be the best friend, I'm going to be the best, and I'm going to treat you so good, and then just completely gave up. Like, I don't know if they gave up right away. I don't know if they tried for a little bit and then they gave up. I don't know. But they gave up and they abandoned you. And by abandoning you, they abandoned their mission and they abandoned what they created. Okay? That's not something that generally just gets swept under the rug, because somebody could have really got hurt and or could have died. Okay, so there's Mars and Saturn. Okay, so when Mars and Saturn form together, okay, they form what I feel like is a massive ego. Okay, if the planets aren't balanced properly, okay, then Mars with Saturn can be very explosive. It can be that energy of act now, think later. Okay, very aggressive. It could be, I want to become the master of everybody, and I am God, and you are lower than me, and I have all, it can go very wrong. It's how some people will describe a real man. Well, real men are like this, and real men don't take shit, and real men walk around punching people in the face that piss them off. No, not really. Okay, but when you are all hopped up on Mars energy and then Saturn comes and sits down, you might think you are God and you can run the fucking world. Okay, but that's just your ego. And usually people that have a problem with their ego, they will get set. Okay, and that means getting punched in the face, getting told they ain't hot shit. Okay, they will find out the hard way that they mean nothing. Okay, they are officially yesterday's fucking news. Okay, and we all know that yesterday's news isn't today's news, is it? No. And today's news isn't what's waiting tomorrow. Okay, so just remember that. Time changes quick. Okay, so they lost interest in you, most likely because you couldn't give them anything anymore, or you wouldn't give them anything anymore. Okay, and then there's a card about your money. So they're also telling me that these parents, which we're just putting them in parents, I don't know if they are parents, I don't know if they're your parents, I don't know if they're grandparents, I don't know if they're parents' parents, whatever they are. There's thieves in your family. And I think these thieves have taken more than just money from you. I think they've been talking shit about you. I think that they have been possibly going to courts and contesting wills, trying to say they love you while they're trying to take your money away from you. Okay, they're definitely very, very guilty. Somebody's dealing with very guilty people. Very fucking guilty people. Okay, and these are enemies, which means this enemy card is enemies behind your lines, okay? Often depicted as rats in your walls, okay? Wiretap on your phone, okay? It's something that somebody has gotten some type of information about you and they've managed to be able to use it against you. Okay, so if they are contesting wills, if they're going to the court system and saying something, what they're telling the judge is possibly that you're an alcoholic, that you're some type of druggie, that you have post-traumatic stress. Therefore, if you get this money, you're going to blow it all. They might be saying you're a child, you can't be trusted. It's definitely very, very, very fishy. And the fact that we have the lure here, I don't know if these people fish a lot, okay, but it's getting me that kind of eerie feeling that these people go to great lengths to hurt you, which is, again, why sloth is here. That's what slothy people would do. They would go out of their way to hurt people, okay, especially anointed ones, especially angels, especially their own children, their own flesh and blood, you know? All right, anything else? Okay, so there's Scorpio energy. Yeah, these people are trying to hide. Okay, so they definitely don't want this message coming out. Obviously, you wouldn't want your dirty laundry aired either. Okay, so these people definitely don't want this shit coming out, but like, I give a fuck. That's why we're here. Okay, so we have calling the authorities. The reason why this card came down is Spirit right now feels like whatever it is that they did is against the law. And it's to the point where you could call the authorities and have them charged. Okay, because there's illegal activity going on. And then with expression and expansion, this is the 5th house again, which already came up. This is their leisure time. Okay, they really feel they are very, very fucking lazy people. Very, very lazy. Okay, and it's time for the universe to show them a fucking a few things. This is a big go big or go home kind of moment. Jupiter energy. So stepping out of Saturn, and Jupiter's here now kicking ass and going, oh, okay, that's what you want to do? You better make sure you do it the best, because this is the last chance you get, right? This is, you're going to, put a spell out there. You're going to talk shit. All right, guess what? This is the last chance you get. This is the last time you get to say something. The last time you get to step out of line. The last time someone's going to listen to you, right? The last time you get to say why you stopped being a parent, why you didn't want to love, why you wanted to show tough love, why you wanted to kick somebody out of your house. This is now you gotta prove it, right? You're gonna talk the talk so much, you're gonna walk the walk so much. Now you gotta explain why you did it. Now you gotta, because whatever it is, they broke the law. Okay, so spirits narked them out for that. Okay, because spirit is the real narc, because spirit is right there watching these people. I wouldn't imagine how hard it is for spirit to sit there seeing people break so many laws and commit so many crimes, and they can't say anything, right? It's got to be very, very frustrating. So when we do these readings, a lot comes out sometimes, especially with those spirits that see these people so lazy and so at rest, while collective is in 9 of Swords with 10 of Wands on their back, going, what the fuck did I do that was so wrong in this situation, that I've got all this shit on me when all these people are walking around karma free? What the fuck? What just happened? Right? Because that's what slothy parents do. They're going to put all that karma to you. They're not going to keep it themselves. They're not going to walk around with that shit themselves. They don't want to hurt themselves. They don't want to look bad. Right? It's like getting a 2-seater car and you've got 4 kids. Oh, what do you know? You can only drive one around, or do you never want to drive your kids around ever? Right? It's like something like that. Like they're not going to get away with it. It was too in your face. Right? It was in your face to somebody. And when people are like that, when they break the law, okay, or they do something that they're not supposed to do, and it's a in your face kind of thing, be very, very, very careful. Okay. That could be that cockiness that comes through is usually the devil. Okay. Making you feel all high and mighty for a reason. Okay. When you're just a person, you're just a man, you're just a woman, you're not any better than anybody else. You're not on any greater plane than anybody else. It doesn't fucking matter. Mommy and daddy told you. Doesn't matter how much money you got. You're still the same as everybody else, right? You're just a person. You're a human being like everybody else, okay? You're not some alien celestial being that's, higher frequency than everybody else. And bring that cockiness down a little bit, okay? Like, who are you? Fucking Slain? I love that man so much. Oh my God. He put up this video the other day. Holy fuck. Is Slain ever attractive? Like, he used to be like little baby Slain. You watch him in The Town, or you watch him in, what was the other one? Oh, Gone Baby Gone. Those are my 2 favorite Slain movies. Well, from back in the day anyways. And then you see him now, he's like a man. He's like a grown man. God damn, these men, okay? Don't be going around with no pussy ass little fucking bitch boy with his fucking pants around his ass. All right, you gotta wait for the good. Meat, the ones that have, aged nicely. Right? There's good energy around. I'm telling you, people. Okay, there's good energy around. You just gotta wait for the good ones. Okay, you gotta wait for the good energies, for the real men. Okay, I got one last message, and then that's it. One last thing wants to be said. I don't know what it is, but let's see. Okay, so somebody might have had a major gambling problem. Okay. And they have really moved on from that. Okay, so you might have been with somebody that, like, gambled all your money away, or used to steal from you a lot, or just never was really honest about their money. I feel like they are working on it. Okay, remember, these are analogies. Always remember that, people. Okay, so I feel like this person, if you had a gambler in the family or somebody that was a little bit of a risk, or something that you've been dealing with that's been a little bit of a risk lately, I feel like, and also, like, maybe you separated for somebody to go to AA, or for somebody to get sober, or go to rehab or something like that. You might have made a promise to wait for somebody. And I feel like that is going to pay off. Okay, like they're almost done their treatment. Okay, almost done. Like they've got a little bit more to go. They were a little narcissistic. Okay. So maybe they just kind of thought, like, I can do whatever I want. I know how to play cards. I know what I'm doing. I know. And like with gambling, it's all odds, man. It's all odds. Okay. There really isn't a strategy. Okay. They might tell you there's a strategy to try to fool you. Okay. And actually, Slane had a huge gambling problem. Speak of the devil, okay? Huge gambling problem. And actually, same with, I think that was a Mad Child. A lot of, actually, I know personally people that once they got out of rehab for a specific, either opiates, cocaine, alcohol, any type of like strong addiction like that, a lot went to gambling right after. Okay. And a lot of that is because, I feel like boredom, right? Keeping yourself busy, finding something new to get addicted to, right? Because you got to fill that hole right away. That's a lot of people who are addicted. The thing is giving it up is, what am I going to do in the meantime? What am I going to do when I was doing that? Right. And it comes through even with smoking. What am I going to do when I smoked all the time? And honestly, the what am I going to do thing is, I wouldn't get set on that, because you find so many other things to do. Like, honestly, like I thought about that so much, especially when I quit smoking. Like, what am I going to do? I smoked so much, like, what am I going to do when I go and sit outside? I don't know. I don't smoke anymore. I do other things. I don't fucking know. Right. So the whole, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Try not to get hooked on that, because then that's the next thing you get hooked on. Right? Try to ascend the need to get hooked on something, the need to get fascinated with something or obsessed with something, right? Everything in balance, everything in moderation, right? Balance shit out. Work with yourself, go outside, right? Draw, paint, find some hobbies. I mean, hobbies are the best things, honestly, really. Like hobbies, paint by numbers, putting together models, anything that because it's all about the mind. Right? It's overcoming so much in the mind. And that's why when people are in treatment, they do a lot of therapy sessions, because there are things in the closet that are going to come out now that you're not drinking all the time, or now that you're not, buzzed and fuzzy in your life. A lot of things are going to come to the surface. Right. And, even with rebounds, somebody breaks up with you, the next second, they're dating somebody else, right? Because they need that void filled, because it's now you took something off the shelf. Well, now the shelf is empty. They need something on the shelf, right? And it's a very hard life to always feel like something needs to get replaced by something else, because it really doesn't. If you don't need something in your life, you don't need to replace it. Just get rid of it. And the replacements come with your new life of not having that thing around anymore, right? It's a lot of like mind over matter. But when you're fucked up in the mind, then you can't get over the matter, right? You need to get over the mind to get over the matter, to know that you don't need something in the void. Just let it be void. Just let it be open. Just let it be blank, right? I think we get, so self-focused on how things look, and you know, the ADHD or the OCD, like we have to clean, we got to put something there, we can't have things, you know, open, we can't make it look like we don't have money, or we can't make it look like I don't have stuff, right? It's very overwhelming in the mind to constantly be, you know, fighting or trying to compete with everybody around you, right? Compete with your own self. Your body will tell you what you want. Your body will tell you what you need and where to go and what to do. You just have to allow yourself time. Okay? So there's definitely some type of very shocking attack. And the shocking attack could possibly be you attacking yourself, right? You mirroring what some of the worst people did around you to some of the best people around you that you love, right? Mimicking people and brain, you know, mimicking brainwashing events that go on and stuff, right? That's all going to bring up pain that then gets you to sabotage what you're working on, which is you, right? If you're not working on you, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you should constantly be working on yourself. Why not? I mean, it's so much better to put time and energy into yourself than just to put it into everybody else or to just gamble it away. Like, what the fuck? Right? There's a better life than this. And I think somebody knows that. Okay? But they've been very, very attacked, and they've suffered a lot of heartbreak and a lot of pain, that they're used to the sabotage, and then they're used to having to rebuild after that sabotage. Once you stop sabotaging yourself, there's no need to continue to rebuild, right? It's now just a growing, steady foundation that you keep afloat and help evolve as you grow. Okay? So now we have the coffin and abundance. And that's kind of nice because that's liberation after a massive death. Okay? And like possibly an ego death. Okay? And then manifesting exactly what you want because you finally did the work to get yourself to the good place. And that takes a lot of time. Years and years and years. Okay? So if you have been going to AA meetings or rehab, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what all the meetings are. They're not all AA meetings. Obviously, that's alcoholics. But if you go to meetings in general or whatever, right? And it's been years and years and you still feel like you have to go to those meetings, or you still feel like there are unresolved issues that you have to deal with, then keep doing the meetings. Keep doing the active recovery. I mean, keep doing it. It doesn't just stop. You know, recovery doesn't just stop, and addiction just doesn't just stop, right? If your mind doesn't just stop, none of the other things, right? You have to actively heal things so you can close the door and walk away, right? Get over the obstacles that are holding you back, like alcohol, drinking all the time, right? Or getting into relationships that are just revolved around the bad stuff. And, you know, just keep on trucking. All right. And we're going to leave it at this because I'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. And I am tired and I have been out all day. So I'm going to peace out now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the video. Please make sure you send your telepathic questions in my way so then me and Spirit can answer those questions when you're ready. Make sure you watch the shorts. Okay. If you do feel like, you know, there's something in the video like, hey, I thought I said that, or I thought I saw that, you know, and there might be something there. You never know. If you ask the question, Spirit is going to answer you in a lot of different ways. Okay. So whitneymoonshine@gmail.com for all personal readings. We are on Instagram and TikTok if you want to check us out on there. Everything is in the about section. Peace out, y'all. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you when we see you again. Okay. Later, Gators. And thank you to my moderator, and thank you to all my returning fans, and thank you to everybody who just arrived. Okay, goodbye and Godspeed to all of you.